Imagine needing to spend tons of money on prescription drugs, even though that you are at a state of financial instability. Well, that is something that you don't really need to imagine as of today, considering the fact that it has become a reality that you need to start spending tons of money on prescription drugs. Well, according to an article that was written by the KFF on March 31st, 2026, it was stated that every 6 in 10 adults were were worried about being able to actually afford their own prescription drugs. Why must people have to struggle and worry about being able to afford something that is potentially keeping them alive? Well, that is why I'm going to persuade to you on how the rising price of prescription drugs has become a huge and major issue in our society as of today. Today, I'll be going over the problems of prescription drugs, then I'll be going over the causes because of it, and then I'll be going over the solutions to it all. Firstly, the problem with high price of prescription drugs is that people are spending so much money on it that they aren't actually able to afford other essential needs that they need to live, which can include like food or water. Adding on to this, in an article that was written by the National Library of Medicine on June 23rd of 2020, a study showed that in the United States alone, it was estimated that around an average of $350 billion would be spent on prescription drugs, and imagine what a good percentage of that could be spent on other essential needs that would be needed to be able to live in the world, like food, water, and maybe even shelter. Furthermore, according to an article that was written by the American Hospital Association on December 11th of 2017, it was stated that 8 out of 10 manufacturers spend more on advertising their drugs uh, than actually doing the research and making better development on the prescription drugs instead. Instead of lowering prices or developing better prescription drugs, these manufacturers are using the money that is paid for the medicine on stuff that is not beneficial to our society, which advertising isn't going to be beneficial to making better drugs or making the price lower. What have these problems caused, you might ask yourself? Well, according to an article that was written by the Association for Accessible Medicine on June 8th of 2026, uh, it was stated that the prescription drug prices have caused harm to patients, forcing millions of people to either skip their dose or choosing between medicine or when their next meal can be. Why must people have to worry about if they're able to eat in future days? Due to how much they are spending on the prescription drugs that they need to survive. Another cause because of the problem is that there's an increase in hospitalization and worsening in health conditions because of the fact that they are either skipping doses or stopping the usage of prescription drugs at all. In an article written by the National Institute of Health on June 19th of 2021, it was said that the cost-related issues of drugs have contributed to over hundreds or even thousands of premature deaths annually. Well, what can we do to fix this problem? Well, according to an article that was written by the Commonwealth Fund on October 1st of 2020, what we can do is ensure public accountability in the government-funded drug development process. By doing this, we are making sure that the action is actually being taken to lower the prices of prescription drugs, or for even better development. We want to make sure that the government is doing everything they can in order to make better prescription drugs, and that they aren't actually just saying it, but they are actually doing the action to do it. Today, I've gone over the problems of high prescription drug prices on society, the causes because of it, and the solutions to this problem. Hopefully, I was able to actually persuade you guys on the major tragedy on high prescription drug prices and what it has become into our society. Well, like I said in the intro where I was talking about how even though that you may be at a high state of financial instability, that you might need to start like you might need to buy prescription drugs even though you might not have the money for it. Going back to that, I want in the future so that there isn't a high price on prescription drugs, so that you are able to spend money on other things like food, water, and shelter in order for you to be able to live freely.